Hi friends, welcome back to
Wish You Love Podcast.
I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Jazmine.
And we are so happy that you are all here today. We hope that you have an amazing Tuesday or whatever day or time you are listening to the podcast. We're so grateful to have you here.
We both hope that you've been having a great 2024 so far. I know Marilyn and I were just chatting before this episode, catching up, talking about our goals and our dreams. Yeah, we hope it's been good so far, and thank you guys so much for tuning in yet again.
And so to start off our episode, we're going to have a little icebreaker question. So please comment down below if you feel comfortable enough to answer this question or reflect on your own in your own journal. So based on what you have learned this past year in 2023, what piece of advice would you give someone else? So please comment down below because maybe you guys have some advice that would be helpful for other listeners or even Jazmine or I. So, Jazmine, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Kick us off.
Okay. I think my piece of advice I would give to someone just because of my 2023 experience would be to never lose sight of your goals. And we're talking a lot about goals. Of course, this is the month of January where it's the new year and resolutions but sometimes when the journey is taking a little longer than expected, you can kind of be down on yourself or even lose sight of why you're doing what you're doing. So maybe really making sure that you remember what the journey is all about. And as much as your ability, also enjoying the journey. So that would be my piece of advice to give people because we're all always on a journey of some sort. Whether it be school, whether it be finding love, or whether it be finding healing within yourself, finding a job. So just finding joy in that journey, but also remembering why you're taking those steps to get at the top of, that mountain or wherever you're climbing to. So that would be my piece of advice that I learned from 2023.
That's an awesome point, Marilyn. I think for me, it would be just having trust. I think trust and things happening the way they happen or people leaving your life for a reason. I know last year, I had to deal with certain situations and certain things that, as a normal human being, we all ask, why is this happening? Or, why didn't I get that thing or position or I don't know, whatever the case might be. But ultimately, just having that faith and having trust that things are meant to be the way they're meant to be. And above all, like we talked about in that one episode, faith over fear. Don't have fear. Don't be scared or upset if things happen a certain way. Just have the faith of it was supposed to happen this way. Or as sad as it might be, that person was meant to leave and not be part of your life. So yeah, I think faith for sure.
That's a great piece of advice, Jazmine. I think I could definitely take from that advice this upcoming year of just understanding if things don't work out, it's for your best benefit and your path is already made and everything and everyone that's supposed to be in it will be in it. And that's just that. And although it's really hard to face rejection, it's really hard to have end of relationships, we know that it's for the best of our benefit. And as long as we always do our part in doing good, then our conscience is clearing.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay, so we're going to get into the episode question of the day. And Jazmine is going to start us off. All right, so the question is, what dream or desire of yours are you grateful for and why?
I think right now, I probably have mentioned this before, but just to kind of loop you guys in, the journey that I'm on right now is really focused on the next step of my relationship. And so with that comes a lot of scary things and a lot of things that if anyone has gone through it before or going through it right now, or maybe even soon, it's a lot. It's a lot in the sense of that next step of our relationship. What does that look like for us? Definitely, the part of like getting married, starting our own like little family, moving out too. My boyfriend and I have talked and try to plan and dream of what that would look like, right? Like, what is that little, I don't know, just the smallest things, like where would we put the TV, and like how would our wedding look like, and what are the type of people that we would want surrounded on a Friday night, right? Movie night at home, or part of the wedding, and whatever the case is, all that fun stuff, but also very scary because it is a new chapter. And like most things in life, new chapters are scary because you don't really know what's written in that chapter, right? You're just beginning, you're just starting. And so that has been such a huge dream for me and my boyfriend, and it's been beautiful. And I think I'm really grateful to be in this spot right now where this dream hasn't been accomplished just yet, but it's filled with so much love, and it's filled with so much discipline, right? Like the smallest things, like, okay, like if we want to get to here, like let's really work hard on doing this together. Or me, like, okay, like I really want, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like examples, like I really want to feel confident for when the moment comes that I get to be a bride, or I get to be a fiance. So internally, it's like that dream of like, what would I look like? What would be the perfect way? Like, do I want, just keep being a blonde? Should I like, focus on my confidence and like going back to the gym and stuff? And so to wrap up here, I think that's just like the dream right now that I'm really grateful for, because like Marilyn mentioned, it's this moment that I want to cherish, right? Like it hasn't happened yet, but I'm grateful that we're in the process of it, and that we have this dream that we want to accomplish so bad together, that we sit down and have those conversations. We sit down and plan it. We sit down and envision, right? And yeah, I would say that would be mine right now, that I'm so grateful. It's such a beautiful journey. And like I said, very scary sometimes because it's new and we don't know what's going to happen, We don't know where the journey is going to lead us. But I think it's just something to be grateful for and something to find beauty in the meantime.
It is super powerful to dream about the life you want for yourself. And it is also exciting as an outside person in your life, like not in your relationship, to see how much love is within it, because they're both so excited to go into this journey. And obviously, we don't know when it's going to happen, the house, the wedding, and all that good stuff. But it's going to happen. And that's the one of the many joys in this life, right? Is those big moments of that every little girl dreams of, the wedding, but also just living life together. The wedding is just a symbol of joining together as one, and coming into this life and living it together and never apart. And so that's why it's exciting, right? It's not exciting just for the traditional reasons, but as well what it means for the relationship, what it means for your future. And it's exciting to see, as well as your friend, and getting excited about that time, because I already know we're going to have good podcast episodes when she is a bride or fiance, giving tips after the wedding. This is what you should do, wedding do's, wedding don'ts, all that good stuff. I can already see it. And even like when she becomes a mother, tips of, we're going to have new struggles and new journeys and new epiphanies and all that good stuff. And it's so exciting. So I loved your response, and I agree. That's something to be grateful for.
Thank you, Marilyn. Yeah, and I'm so excited to share it with you and share it on here, hopefully, if and when, It made me think of something. I saw a TikTok quote that said something along the lines of, your sisters are your sisters, your brother is your brother, your parents are your parents, but like your partner, like who you choose to like spend the rest of your life with and stuff, like that's chosen. Like it's not forced, right? And so I think that's what makes it more special too, is like, I think I'm just really grateful that I feel like I've chosen the right person, and that person has chosen me, where we're both just ready to take it on and live this dream and continue to dream and see what's next for us. But yeah.
And so I'm going to reread the question. Loved your answer, Jazmine. It says, what dream or desire of yours are you grateful for and why? And remember to sit down and journal. It's a new year. It's time to grow. So be sure to do it. For me, when I first seen this question, I thought of my friend Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly, if you're listening. I was having lunch with her and another friend, and she had said something along the lines of that she classifies my personality as a Disney personality, in that I'm always like very believe in yourself, very goal oriented, very positive. She was like, I can't see somebody not liking you, because who doesn't like Disney, right? And I think that goes hand in hand, that Disney mentality, because I feel that I really was ingrained in it as a child because I watched it so much, and I still do. But just the will to dream, because I've noticed so many people don't dream or don't have big desires for themselves. And so what I'm grateful for in my dreams is that I'm always dreaming, whether that be for, I will get this full-time job. I'm envisioning, I could see myself in front of the classroom getting that tenure track full-time job. And it's so important to dream big, pray big prayers, dream big, manifest those things that you want for yourself. Because I've had many people in the same position as me, same degree, same everything. And so many of them are like, we'll see if I get the tenure. It probably won't happen. Or I could never see myself making six figures. Or that's impossible. It is possible. You have to dream. You have to put into practice. You have to believe, right? You have to have faith. And that's what we were talking about in the faith over fear. Don't let those negative thoughts take root. And so what I'm really grateful for in my dreams and desires is that I have them. Simply having them is something to be grateful for. The fact that Jazmine can look at her relationship and envision herself walking down the aisle. Sometimes, and maybe you are this person in a relationship and never seeing it past just being dates. And it's important to envision the life that you want for yourself. Do you want to just go on dates your whole life, or do you want to get married? Some people don't want to get married, and that's fine. Some people do want to just date. So it's like whatever you want for yourself, dream it, envision it, write it down, journal it, and most importantly, put it into practice. Because like for me, I can't just say, I want a 6-figure job. I want a 10-year track job, and I'm not applying to any jobs. I'm not working. Like, what? Like, I mean, miracles happen. Sometimes things land into your spot and you're not even looking for a job, right? But most of the time we have to put these things into practice. So what I'm grateful for, like I said, was just the ability to dream, because I know life can be really hard. And sometimes people have hard lives where that ability to dream, that skill, that part of their brain is off. But turn it on. Think about what you want. Even if it's the little things. I just simply want to be happy. That's my dream. What makes you happy? Write down those things. What makes me happy? Or even just, this is a researcher in me. Take a week. Research yourself. Every single day, at the end of the day, write down what was one thing today that made me really happy. And usually you'll be able to see there's usually a tendency, right? Oh, it was when I sing. Oh, it's when I seen somebody. Then that means I need to be around good people. That means I need to practice my passion, right? So make sure that whatever your dream is, try to make a path for that this upcoming year.
I love that. I love that. I have so many thoughts that I want to share with that, because you made me dream right now. I'm like, what I want to say.
Wait, the Disney effect, I will say.
Like, first of all, we'll start with the Disney part. I'm not going to say everyone, but who doesn't love Disney? Like, Disney is such a magical place. Like, I mean, Marilyn has a pass here, so she gets to enjoy it a lot more. But like, even people like myself, where I only go like once a year or once every other year, that feeling of like stepping in, it just really truly feels like you are not in California or not, like, I don't know, it just feels like you're somewhere else. Like, you're not here, but you're here. And it made me think, like, why shouldn't life be like that all the time? Right? Like, why does life always have to be like this? And like, it's often painted that way. Like, ugh, a 9 to 5 is so, you know, like boring, or a 9 to 5 is like not magical. But like, really, it can be. And it is, coming from someone who works from a 9 to 5. Or, I don't know, like, ugh, like boys, you know, suck, or I don't know. Like, it's like, but it doesn't have to be like that. Like, truly find like the magic and the dream and everything that you are living in and that want to live into, right? The goals that you have towards them. And so I love that. I think that's like the one thing I wanted to share. Like, let's make our life magical. Let's find all these moments magical. And like, even though it may not be super magical in the beginning, that's okay, because that's normal. Like, I'm not gonna, of course, in the economy today and with everything going on, like, I highly see myself moving into a house within the next 5 years. But that does not mean I'm gonna kill my dream there and not be like, yeah, it's just not gonna happen. So, Angel, let's just move into an apartment and call it a day. You know, like, no, you have to have those dreams where like the apartment will be the first step to getting there. It's a journey. And I know, again, going back to Disney, like, Walt Disney didn't just create one thing and was like, that's it. It's not going to have potential. Like, we'll call it. Like, you're looking at years and continuous, you know, years to come of dreams and characters and rides and feelings and thoughts. And just, why not make that your life? Why not? Let's all live a Disney-inspired life where we know it won't be perfect, but let's continue to dream and expand them. I think for sure I wanted to share that.
I agree. When you said living like Disney, I was just thinking about Walt himself, you know, growing up, and he was, you know, I don't know what's the proper word, but, you know, he was raised on a farm. You know, he lived a very, like, what you would think an American life is, right? And I don't know what state he was from. I can't remember because I watched his movie like a long time ago at this point. But how could he dream what he is now, right? As just a little boy raised on a farm. But he had a dream, right? And people didn't believe in him for such a long time. You know, Mickey Mouse was first Mortimer Mouse and stuff. And nobody's seen him as, you know, the characters that were popular at the time, like Felix, and there was like another character at the time. They could never compare to Mickey Mouse, right? They were like, Mickey Mouse, who's that? Look at Mickey Mouse now. Who's Felix? Only some people know who Felix is. Like, everybody knows Mickey Mouse because he had a dream. And he, what did I say earlier? He didn't just dream it, but he put it into practice. He was selling his dream. He was making sure that he wanted to see his dream come to pass. And so what did he do? He put in the work. He inspired others. He was a good person. And I think you should watch the movie for sure. It's definitely inspiring. Watching any movie like that, like even Bohemian Rhapsody, like all those movies where you see people, you know, rise from nothing to something, it's inspirational.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm like, a lot of the times the people we idolize, like, think about that. I don't know if we have anyone here, the soccer players that you are into, or the singers, or the actors or actresses, or even the TikTok influencers, I guess, whatever you want to call it. Like,
and even the people in our lives.
Or that, yeah. Like, the people that we talked about this in one episode, like, we have a lot of people around where, like, they feel like, you know, maybe I'm not inspiring, but they do, right? Like, when you least expect them. So, yeah, maybe, you know, that one cousin that, like, you don't tell them often. Maybe, like, deep down, you're like, wow, like, I love, I want to be like that. Or, I really appreciate her personality. Like, I'd like to get towards there. But anyways, yeah, I think it is important to like look at those people around you, like the people that you idolize or the people that you like support in music or the TikTokers that you watch or whatever the case. Like, they all had a dream. They didn't just get there magically. Like, they all started from the bottom and manifested and worked their way to get to the top. And I can guarantee you, even, I don't know, going back to our girl Ariana Grande, like, she's made it. She's there. I am almost certain she still has dreams. Like, it didn't stop there.
Right.
Like, she still has, I'm certain, more to go up.
Yeah, never stop dreaming, never stop believing in yourself. Even when you reach the top, there's still a whole nother mountain at the top of the other mountain, right? And remember that your journey, when you are on air, maybe you're in it or you're starting one, it's never going to be linear, right? We talked about the staircase, the mountain. There's a lot of ups and downs. Well, not in staircases, but like in mountains and stuff. And I was just thinking about like even Disneyland, like we're talking about the first day it opened, it was a failure. It was a failure. It was not a success. And look at it now. It's people are paying $1,675 for a year pass. It's crazy. It was like 25 cents back in the day.
The way you know that. The exact price.
Not the exact price. That was $675. Trust me, I got the exact price, but yeah. So, but also exactly, I wanted to touch on what Jazmine was saying also earlier of just making sure that wherever you are, put that magic there. Cause like she loves her office job. And I think that's so admirable to love exactly where you are, which is the goal. Maybe you want to level up in that 9 to 5 position, but still be happy, decorate your desk, change your wallpaper every month. I do like on Canva, I'll do like January desktop organizer wallpaper. And then I'll put my goals on there. I'll put a picture from the previous month on there and just make it your home, make it your life. Like your little area. So when you come into that space that maybe you don't want to go to work because that's normal, right? But make that space your safe zone, if you can. And I know not everyone works in an office. Like I don't work in an office anymore, but she was just saying like, make every part of your life a good one. I love this message of today.
I feel like it's a good episode. I mean, I've been enjoying it, and I don't know if you could tell, but I think you and I are very passionate on like on like the dream aspect and like wanting more for yourself, and like I think the last final touch I like to add here is just I think also like we live in a society more than ever where comparison kills, you guys. Like, and I know that comparison and other people's thoughts can often make you feel like your dream or what you envision for yourself isn't going to happen or isn't possible or anything. And like, that's really not the case. Like, do not compare. Like, like I said, I can give 2 examples, like the 9 to 5. Ugh, who wants that,
You're like, I do.
Yeah. And that's okay. Like Marilyn said, I love it. I'm happy with my job. Like clock in and clock out. I'm solid with that. I think also we talked about this too, like, like with this economy, like we'll never get a house. Like, yes, you can. It's doable. Like, don't compare and don't let other people or things that trend on social media as well, like, make that a reason for you to be like, oh, yeah, it's not possible. Like, I can't do this. Or, I should not be working this 9 to 5. Or I should not be working this blue collar job. Like, it's not good enough. Or whatever the case might be. Like, do what your dream, whatever you dream, do that. And like stick to that and don't listen. Have the comments just come in and come out and like take only the comments and the things that you see that you find truly valuable or that you want to implement in your life. But other than that, Stay in your lane. Focus.
I 100% agree with that, Jasmine. And it made me think of also just adding one more thing. I know we're going back and forth, but like, let's add one more thing. It's such a good conversation. Please comment down below if you want to add as well to the Disney thing or whatever part we're talking about. Just making sure that you express that gratitude, right? And we talk about whatever you believe in, we respect it. It's safe here. I'm Christian, so obviously when I tell my story, my personal stories, it will involve Jesus and stuff, but just my personal stories, right? So I just wanted to share this little story of just how, because I was listening to actually a message by Joel Osteen, and it was talking about thanking God in advance and how when you thank Him, when you share that gratitude, more things, good things will come. So I won't explain exactly the thing that I'm not going to give great detail, but I'll explain what happened. So I was in the shower and I was just so happy, you guys. I was listening to one of my favorite songs in the shower and I just started doing a prayer of gratitude. And I was just literally tearing up in the shower and just thanking God. I was like, wow, I'm living my dream. I'm not in school anymore. I'm so happy. I worked out today. Like, I was just so grateful for absolutely everything. I was like, I'm going to Disneyland tonight. And then after my gratitude session, I turn off the shower and I get an amazing phone call that someone did something amazing for me to the point where I was shaking from so much excitement. And that just shows that, like, when you give that gratitude, more love, more blessings will come. And I know that sounds crazy, but I've seen it happen so many times of like, you give times one and times two will come back, right? You always be the bigger person. You always be the kinder person. You always give that love, that gratitude, and you'll feel it back. And I'm really practicing that right now. And that's why I wanted to share that story with you all, because it was crazy. Right after I finished the prayer, I got a phone call and I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, So yeah, I just wanted to share that. Just make sure that even after, let's say you finished a dream like me, having that gratitude and just enjoying the moment and really celebrating that win, because the journey takes a long time, right? 7 years it took me. And so it's time to enjoy it. And even if people are done celebrating, you still celebrate on your own. You still doing those prayers of gratitude. You still just be happy, At the end of it, enjoy it as well, right? Even when you just get a new position, like she keeps leveling up at her job, like celebrate those level ups. When she becomes a fiance, celebrate that, enjoy that moment, because you won't be a fiance forever, right? So just those little things, just enjoy the life that you have and celebrate those happy moments.
Well, I absolutely love this episode. Like I said, we really got into it and we have such huge passion, but I think that's what the beauty of like us and this friendship, because this is how we are in real life, you guys. Like this is, we're filming right now, but I guarantee you, like, catch us at like a coffee shop next week and we'll still be like, what's next? And like, let's talk.
And what's funny is that I notice we both do this, and probably even when we're not together, but if we're around other girls or people and stuff, we'll be like, actually, we talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah. So beautiful episode. I really hope you guys all walk away feeling inspired, reflecting on those dreams, especially like Marilyn said, new year, we're still very fresh. If you haven't taken the time to create that vision board or sit down and really journal, like, what do I want to do? Yeah, it's not late. So please feel free to do that. We hope you walk away again, inspired, ready to take on those dreams. Practice that gratitude. Don't let others get in your way or influence your dreams. And most importantly, enjoy the journey.
Love that. You summed it up so beautifully, Jasmine. Be sure to follow us as well on Instagram, TikTok, at Wish You Love Pod, or if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can also watch us on YouTube if you'd like. We always wear something cute. And Jasmine has a really cute pink jacket on, actually. It's
We
really
try
cute.
to coordinate too,
We
guys.
try. We're trying, yeah. So just thank you so much for coming to this episode. And we're hoping that you have an amazing week this week. And we'll see you at the next one.
And above all else, we wish you love.
Bye, friends.